Hello, suppose you want to play Farming Simulator 25, but you want to play on the hard mode. The hard mode. Well, stick around. I'm going to give you 6 tips that'll help you be successful if you play on the hard mode on Farming Simulator 25. Let's take a look. Okay, if you're starting the game, you're going to go right here where it says New Farmer Mode and change that over to Start from Scratch. Okay, Start from Scratch. Or you can just go in the game, start a beginning farm, and change it over to the hard mode on the economic difficulty level. Okay, assuming you're going to start from scratch, and you have some options here. You can play with this, how much you're in the hole. So it says they're going to give us 500,000, but we own absolutely nothing. Okay, and we owe $250,000, and the difficulty level is hard. Okay, so this is how you'd get it set up. You can just play with these numbers to whatever you want to do. All right, first of all, when you start out on a map on hard mode, and the map may or may not allow it, some don't. But if they do, you probably want to do contracts. So what you're going to do is go to the menu, the 3 lines on a controller, and go down to this double piece of paper, and those are the available contracts. Okay, and you can scroll through here and pick some ones you want to do. There's a weeding one for $15,000, one for $6,500. Now, the cool thing about contracts, when you go to the hard mode versus the easy mode, the prices of everything, like if you're selling a truckload of corn, you're going to get 33% of what you would on the easy mode. However, on contracts, these numbers here are 83%. Okay, 83%. So they're reduced by a little bit, but not by much. So you can still make a lot of money in contracts on Farming Simulator 25 on the hard mode. That's number 1. All right, number 2, if your property has a silo, you're going to want to use it, or at least save your money and get one as soon as possible, because when you're playing on hard mode, you need to make everything count. Okay, and if you look at the prices here, let's say I'm selling barley right now. However, in December is going to be the best time to sell that. Okay, look at canola. You get $488 in July. You get $696 in November. Now let me show you one that really changes. Soybeans. Okay, if you sell it at an all-time low of January at $511, and that's, you harvest that in October, it's low. But look at July, $12.37 per thousand. So that's a big difference, 2.5 times more you're going to get by selling it at the optimum time. So you really got to utilize that if you're playing on the hard mode, or you're not going to make money. You're going to be losing. Your expenses are going to be more. So that's number 2. All right, number 3, you're going to want to get a greenhouse. Okay, a greenhouse. And I know some of you don't like them, but they're a legit way to make money in real life also. I know some farmers that have these, especially in the winter, it makes them a lot of money. And it continues, year round. So you want to have a greenhouse, and that's going to help pay interest on that $250,000 loan that you got that you didn't get anything for when you're playing on the hard mode or start from scratch. And once you get these set up, all you got to do is add water. And in Farming Simulator 25, the well that costs 10 grand gives you free water. And there's some other places you can get it too. So everything is profit from here. So even though it's reduced down to 33%, everything is profit. There are no expenses once you get it going. So you want to have some greenhouses to help pay some of your expenses. And that's number 3. All right, number 4, you want to try to save fuel cost and also cost of your other consumables such as seeds and fertilizer. And one way to do that is to go into your settings. Okay, at the bottom of the menu for the AI workers, you want to set fertilizer to off, seeds to off, and fuel to off. And what that's going to do is, instead of the AI worker getting gas and it charging you for it, you have to put it in there. Now, that's the caveat. But the good news is there's a surcharge when he puts it in there. So you'll be saving a little bit of money. Okay, so by gassing them up yourself, putting seeds and fuel in there, and fertilizer and lime, you'll be saving some money And your margins are tight when you play hard mode. So that's one of the things you want to do if you can to save money. And that's number 4. All right, number 5 is to use some vintage equipment. Most of those are mods. Look at this little tractor here. It has 50 horsepower. It does a great job pulling my little small trailer there. And it costs like $7,500. So using vintage equipment is a great way to play on hard mode, especially while you're getting started. Let me show you a couple on the menu. Look at some of these. Okay, 15,000. I have a cultivator that this will pull. Okay, you only need 31 horsepower for it. Look at there, 51. So some of these vintage tractors, I'm not going to go over all of them. What you want to try to do is use some of them on your farm to save you some money. Let me show you a little gem here. This one's good too. It has 95 horsepower. It'll pull a lot. This one costs more, but the cool thing is you can get a sprayer and an extra tank on there and a front end loader. So the amount, when you figure all that in, it's pretty cheap, and it has 147 horsepower, so it pulls a lot more stuff. So that's a pretty good deal too. And this one's like it, but it only has 95. As an example, look at these two cultivators. $800, 5 meters, 9 miles an hour, and you only need 31 horsepower to pull that. Okay, look at these planters for 20 grand. This one's only 2.3 meters wide, but you can pull that with any of those tractors. It goes 8 miles an hour. And then if you have 70 horsepower, and then it goes on up, and the highest one is 130. So these are pretty good planters. I've used these. They both seed and fertilize, and they're very economical, and they work well. So there you go. Another example of vintage equipment that are mods that you can load into your game. So vintage equipment is number 5. All right, finally number 6 is to get animals that you sell. I'm not talking about dairy cows, because on those you sell the milk, okay? But pigs are great, and beef cows will work too, but I like pigs because they reproduce rapidly, okay? And since you're not getting much for your corn and stuff, you can put that into production with pigs and turn that into money. And on the hard mode, the cool thing about pigs or beef cattle is you're going to get the same thing. The value of that doesn't change, but your opportunity cost has gone way down when you do pigs, because the amount you would get for your crops is less, but the amount you get for your pigs stays the same in hard mode. So you definitely want some animals that you sell, such as pigs, if you play on the hard mode. All right, that's pretty much our 6 steps if you play on the hard mode. Whoa. I'm Farmer Teacher. Share this with your farming buddies if you thought it was useful, and I'll see you on the next go round. Bye-bye.